This podcast is kindly sponsored by Euro Auctions. The next auction takes place in Dromore on the 10th and 11th of April. Welcome to another episode of the Ice Expo Podcast. Today, I'm delighted to be joined by Tom Guest. Tom is the UK and Ireland's Operations Director of Safety Shield. Am I right there?
Yeah, just about. It's a bit of a mouthful.
Just, it is a bit of a mouthful. You're very welcome.
Yeah. How are you getting on?
Yeah, not too bad. So, fill us in. Where, I suppose, did your journey all start, Tom?
Within Safety Shield?
Yeah.
I started at Safety Shield at about 2019. To be honest, the growth of it's a bit mental. So at the time, it was only me, my dad, and Richard. So There's only three of us, and now there's about 70 of us after about about 7 years. So it's gone a bit mental. So we were all kind of doing everything, and then now it's got a bit of structure to it. Now it's kind of we've had to add some structure. So
that's amazing.
It's been a bit
and
mental.
Was it your dad that started the company?
Yeah, it was me. It was my dad. So he'd always been in kind of civils and pipe laying and shafts and all that stuff before, and unfortunately he had a friend killed on site by an excavator.
Oh no!
So he just sort of went, well, let's try and find something to prevent this kind of stuff. So, but he looked at the tag systems and all that kind of stuff, and then started looking into AI about 2011. So
it's a long time.
Yeah, so it's been around longer than you think anyway.
Yeah. And tell us this, explain a bit, I suppose, about the journey. You're saying 2011. I know obviously AI is huge now, but back in 2011 it wasn't very big.
No. So we he took a bit of a kind of a mishmash of different bits of technology. Started he tried with the LiDAR, which is what cars use now, like your Teslas and all that kind of stuff, which it works well, but it's quite expensive. And then started going down the AI route, but at the time it was quite it was a bit crap, really. It was rubbish.
Right. Okay.
So we put it onto site. It was with how dynamic a site is, different surfaces, and some people are in high vis, like lorry drivers aren't, different shape sizes, all this kind of stuff. So we started training up the model, so just pumping videos into it, training telling what's what, and then eventually got on to when Boris was mayor of London. He put it on. He did a thing for Boris bikes.
All right.
So he wanted it on all the London buses and the wagons and stuff like that. So they did a bit of a thing with Boris, and then it kind of over the time, because it worked pretty well on the roads and stuff, it was just flat ground and all that sort of stuff. But when he put it onto site, he had the time to sort of train it on site and get better and better and better, and testing alongside different companies and all sorts until it started getting mandated. So it's been a bit of a...
It's mandated in the UK now, is it?
Yeah, it's mandated on a number of different jobs. So it was Balfour Beatty, one of the main ones to kick it off, and then we've had HS2. They've a lot like EKFB and all them side of things. They've mandated it, and so there's quite a few too. Like Amco Giffen are looking into HFR now and stuff like that. So it's kind of spreading along different kind of jobs and industries. So it's good.
It's interesting. And what was your father's background then before, I suppose, Safety Shield?
Pipe laying.
Oh really? Okay.
Yeah, so he'd always been a pipe layer, and then started his own company called JK Guest. And then, like I said, he had a bit of a tragedy on site, and
that kind of got the light bulb moment then.
Yeah, it kind of got the ball rolling, and he's never really had a background in technology or anything like that, but he's kind of taught himself through.
He figured it out.
Yeah.
And then were you in college? How did you get involved then?
So at the time I was doing my rugby, and I was working on gas pipelines at the time, and he was just pretty much just said, do you want to get involved? There's only me and Richard at the minute.
Yeah.
Could do with some, just some extra hands to help everything. So, yeah, it was just kind of made a bit of a deal. Said I'll do a couple of years, and then I'll go back to my rugby, and then then I've come back again.
Stop.
Yeah.
And tell us this, how big is the company now? Are you obviously I know you're in Ireland now, travelling around, seeing a lot of main contractors this week, but is this all over the world now? Or?
Yeah, so we've had a good relationship with a few companies down in Australia for a number of years. We started making a big push into America. We've got a member of the team over there pretty much permanently now. And then we're starting to just like Italy, Spain, doing some German testing at the minute to be approved, and it's just quite slowly sort of spread it out.
So you appoint distributors then in each country, is that how?
Yeah, pretty much. It's like over here we've got Stuart from AI Solutions.
AI Safety Solutions.
Yeah, he's been ace. So he's we obviously will provide as much support as we can, and especially when we're starting out with a new distributor, we'll spend a lot of time with them, make sure go into meetings and all that kind of stuff, and make sure
Stuart's
everything's
a great
right.
lad.
Yeah, Stuart's sound.
I actually worked with Stuart back. Oh God, when I worked at TBF Thompson, he was a fitter there at the time. So I've known Stuart a long time.
Yeah,
but, he knows his stuff.
He's good, Stu.
So tell us a bit about I suppose for listeners out there who, what are Safety Shield? What is this like? Can you explain exactly what it says on the tin, I suppose, what it does?
Yeah, so it's an AI human form recognition system. So we use it's called like edge computing. So it's pretty much like a little supercomputer that goes in the cab.
Okay.
And that we implement our AI model onto that.
Right.
So we normally say that's like the brain of the system. And then say you've got like a digger or like a wheel loader or a dumper, like a big dumper or something. We'll put 4 cameras around the machine.
Okay.
Which are like the eyes. So what the computer does, it'll see the shape of a person walking past. Yeah. And then it'll detect, so it could pick up someone's hand, it could pick up someone's arm, and then it'll alert the driver inside the cab.
Okay.
So if you're working away and someone walks past, or you're working near like a public area and someone's in no high vis or anything, it'll still tell you that there's someone there.
And will the machine shut down, or?
For certain solutions we have, so like chippers, and so we're doing an agricultural one at the minute with the PTO at the back of the tractor.
Oh
so
God, yeah,
so it's just nip and sort that back around the back of there, and you hear the horror stories of people's arms being ripped off and all sorts. So that'll cut that. It'll cut the chipper if someone's hand's getting pulled in or something like that.
So I suppose you're providing different solutions then, like.
Yeah, because we don't just. I mean, construction's been our main one, because that's where most of our knowledge is. What has been. It's not so much anymore, but we're spanning into like waste, utilities, agriculture, and warehousing and stuff like that. So it's
forklifts, let's say, for example.
Yeah, forklifts and whatnot. Yeah, so
God, it really is incredible, but it will only detect a human.
Just people, yeah, only people. So it's like that's why it's taken so long for it to be. So we're at a point now where we've gone through like Balfour Beatty testing and independent testing and whatnot, and now we're at a point where it's 99.6% accurate.
Wow. So
with it being a safety product, you want to make sure it's as accurate as it can be. So.
Isn't there also a part of it? Obviously, I was with you yesterday up with BAM, and you were doing a bit of a showcase and talk about it. Didn't you also say, though, there's an ability for, like, say, company owners to log in and look at the fleet, or just how does that work?
So we have a roaming SIM card in each one of the the computers that I mentioned, and so every time say you've got 10 machines on a site, say it's the DMC site, you can log into your portal. And you'll be able to see where every one of them machines is.
Oh wow!
And then every time a person walks into, we set a zone around the machine. So it's normally we can set it from 50 to half a metre. But as soon as someone walks in, it'll send a snapshot and a timestamp up to the portal, and then you can also download a video so you can see the incursion as it goes on. So, but it'll tell you if it was. So if you set your sort of bands as say 5 metres on the outside band and 2 metres on the inside, it'll tell you which one if they're 2 metres away or 5 metres away.
Okay.
And then alongside our digital thumbs up, it'll tell you when that's being used as well. So
that is incredible.
Yeah.
So what's, I suppose, a day in the life like for you at the minute? You seem to be doing a lot of travelling.
Yeah, so it's been a bit mental at the minute. We've had that much growth recently. It's kind of putting everything in place.
How big has the growth been over the last number? Like, how many staff have you now?
So I think over the last few months we must have hired about 20 people, and in about 3 months. So it's been that's spread across like developers, fitters, operations, data, all sorts. So it's definitely just kind of gone bang a little bit. But no, I mean we're doing some really good projects with different companies. Like we're doing a lot of stuff with like Angling Water over in the UK, and over here, I've been trying to manage CISC. So they're absolutely, we've been partnered with them for a long time. So I mean Barry and Tom over there, I can't knock them. They just but they've always been an advocate for the system, which is great. But
like safety is so important now. Like, and
I mean, so I think CISC have definitely started going. I mean, I hope I'm not saying it wrong, but when I went to see Barry on Monday, they've changed their things like Safe Assist.
Okay.
So it's just, it's like companies are going down
campaigns.
Yeah. So it's like I said, Cisco have been using this for a long time, so hopefully we can add to that sort of ethos.
At the end of the day, you're saving lives. So
Yeah.
you know.
Yeah. No, that's the aim of the game. It's just that's why it started. It's just making sure everyone goes home.
This podcast is kindly sponsored by Euro Auctions. The next auction takes place in Dromore on the 10th and 11th of April. Okay, so your title is the Director of Operations in the UK and Ireland. So, what exactly are you doing day to day?
So I do, it's a bit of a mixed bag, so I still do quite a bit of sales.
Okay.
So, mainly account managing. And
Say you're good at that, Tom.
Ask me customers, see what they think. So I do that, still do a bit of that side of it. And then it's more so so we have about 20 engineers over in the UK that, service, install, all that side of stuff, so we look after that. We've also got the warehouse and logistics side of it, so shipping and testing and packaging and all that kind of stuff. And then it's just making sure that the customer service is at a standard.
Yeah.
As we grow, we're going to bring on more customers, and it's going to put stress on service. So I want to make sure as we grow, it's the service gets better, if anything. Yeah. So that's the main sort of objective at the minute. Does
it take long to install on, let's say, an excavator?
On an it sort of varies on the fitter, but if you're you've done 100 of them or something, it does take about 6 hours, 6 to 7 hours. So the reason being we try and make sure all the wiring and all sorts, it looks like it's come from factory.
Right, okay.
So, we want to make sure that, you've given us you give us a brand new machine, it goes back as looking like the exact same thing, just with a safety solution on it.
And are you working alongside a lot of manufacturers also at the minute? Could you see, I suppose my question, could you see this being something that will be installed at manufacturer level in the future?
Yeah, no, we're having conversations with a number of different OEMs. I don't want to get myself in trouble, so I might not name drop any.
Yeah, don't.
But no, there's a good few that we're getting a bit of traction with. There's one especially which is upcoming to be a sort of launch thing. I'd say there's about 5 or 6 which are going down that route. There's also a chipper manufacturer that's also going down that route as well.
Fantastic.
So it's again bit of a mixed bag.
Are you enjoying it?
Yeah, no, it's definitely not boring. I can say that anyway. Every day is a bit different.
Yeah.
There's always a challenge somewhere. It'd be nice to have a quiet day, but it doesn't really seem to happen.
You're in Ireland this week, you're going to Las Vegas next week to Con Expo.
Yeah.
It seems hectic now.
Yeah, it's non-stop. I think I spent nearly around 4 months over here last year over in Ireland. So.
Oh right, okay. Do you like it?
Yeah, I do like it over here. Yeah, no, it's it suits the way of working suits me a lot better anyway.
Okay.
So if they like it, they'll tell you and they'll buy it, or they don't and they'll tell you, and then they might give you a ring in another 4 months when they thought about it. So it's
typical Irish way.
Right, straight to the point.
Straight to the point, says it as it is.
Yeah.
So you played rugby, didn't you? You were saying.
Yeah.
So fill us in on about that.
So I played rugby league and played union and league, but did a bit of a stint at professional and semi-professional. So played for London Broncos rugby league for a while, and then COVID hit. Came back from COVID and went back to union and played pretty much level 3-4 rugby.
Amazing. Are you still playing?
Years. Not anymore, no.
Hard to get the time. Sure, how can you do
because I'm in Ireland and bloody Vegas.
Yeah, exactly. How would you get the time?
So it's just it's nice waking up and being able to move my head and feeling my arm properly and all sorts.
Well, that's true.
Yeah.
And tell us this: what can you see? Let's say, 5 years, 10 years down the line, what can you see for Safety Shield?
I think the more awareness and adoption. I mean, the way it's grown in Ireland and the speed it has. I mean, I know we've been working with CIS for a long time, but the big push last year was what's kind of brought it to where it is. And if we can do that like we are in America and Australia, I think it'll be a industry standard across different fields. And it's called even at the time we think it's called Safe Shield Global, so I want to make it sort of global.
Yeah.
So like I said, we're already kind of dipping into Europe and whatnot, but I think the more awareness and the more sort of time we can spend in different countries and industries, the more people are going to take it on.
Yeah, no, exactly. And just go back to Stuart there. So AI Safety Solutions is your distributor in Ireland.
Yes.
So how did that all come about?
Honestly, I can't remember. I think he just gave us a call.
Right,
and then
okay.
I was over in Ireland anyway, so we had a quick meeting, met him and Mary Paula, sat down, had a chat, gone on. You know, he's always been quite keen and excited about the system, and I mean, I can't knock him in any way. You know, he's properly.
Well, you wouldn't want on this.
No, not this especially. Yeah, I wouldn't. Yeah, he'd probably not give me a knock if I did. But no, he's really good, Stuart. You know, he's dead committed. He's putting a lot of time into pushing the system.
Yeah.
And then alongside that, you know, when people have taken it on, you know, the support's been there the whole time, which is a big part of it. You know, if the system could be great, but if the service is rubbish, then it's kind of falls off. But Stuart's been keeping that solid the whole way.
That's brilliant. I suppose to listeners out there in Ireland, if there's anyone interested, look up AI Safety Solutions.
Yeah, no, definitely. And then we've also got the Hitachi dealer TBF as well.
Brilliant.
Seamus and Mark. So they've been supplying Safety Shield as an option for a couple of years. So
amazing.
If you're buying a Hitachi as well, then
you have the option to.
Yeah.
Right. Well, that's brilliant. Seamus is some character.
Yeah. No, I've only met. I speak to Mark's my main man over there, but the sound guys. So
brilliant.
But they get the job done.
That's brilliant. So Ice Expo.
Yep.
You showed me a picture. I'm very excited what the plan is. I think there's a bar on the top of your unit you're bringing over.
Well, it's got a few fridges in it, so when it's getting a bit quieter, everyone can go up to the top and have a beer if it's, you know, hopefully the weather holds out.
No, it's going to be lovely.
Yeah, no, it'll be good. But yeah, we've got the big wagon sort of trailer thing with a demo. Well, alongside the trailer there'll be an excavator. So
brilliant.
You know, anybody walking past it'll alert and show them. You know, we'll walk them through it, and then they can go in and see their own.
Brilliant.
Their
so
own
people
sort
be
of
able to come see the system in real life, basically at Ice Expo this year.
Yeah, no,
fantastic.
That'll be a good do.
Are you looking forward to it?
Yeah, no, I'm looking for it. It's my first time, so when I was looking into it last year, I just left it a bit too late. But I'm glad we've kind of teamed up with Stuart and jumping on it this year.
Oh, that's fantastic. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah.
So Tom, what's your customer base like at the minute? Like, let's say even in the UK, for instance.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a mixed bag, really. Obviously, we've got like the standard sort of like Balfour Beatty, Kia, Sisk, like tier 1 level sort of, you know, the drivers of the whole thing. But we've, you know, the people that provide them, the plant, are the main ones that we have really close relationships with, like Slightly Flannery's, which are obviously over here as well now, and they came over just end of last year, I think, making a bit more of a push again. Colin Bowles, Bowles Hire in Navan, you know, they've always been a strong advocate of Safety Shield, and
amazing.
Obviously he's got a massive fleet of telehandlers, but if you need a Safety Shield, he's got them. Who else we got? Started doing quite a lot with BAM over here. You know, we're already doing bits with them in the
Tommy's
UK.
some character.
Yeah, I do go on with Tommy. He's
some man for one man.
Yeah, yeah, he's a proper bloke. But so like BAM have so they've got it on a couple. They're trying it on excavators and a dozer, and I think we're putting another one on a telehandler or a teleporter for him to see soon. So
fantastic. You
know, getting traction in that side of stuff, and I mean probably for a bit of an industry mix in the UK, you know, we're starting to get into farms, and you know, I don't know if it's worth me name dropping them because they're stuck in the middle of a field somewhere in Yorkshire, but yeah, so like we said, we're going down farming. You know, we're doing stuff with like Biffa and whatnot, and then again over here we're going into doing bits and bobs of Roadstone and Kilsaran. They're trialling it at the moment, so hopefully, you know, things all go well. It'll be kind of a bit as it is in the UK over here shortly.
That's fantastic. Would you have any rough idea how many units you've fitted at this stage?
So I think out in the field at the moment we've had about 15,000.
Holy Lord!
So they've from the point of say 2021 where we were, I think we'd only done a couple of hundred to now where it's 15,000. It's been
that is phenomenal growth.
Yeah, it's been honestly the company's never. You know, 2024 it's a completely different company now than it was then, and I'm guessing it's going to be a completely different company next year. So
it's a credit to you, so well done.
But like anything, we can't really stand still. We're always developing new stuff, and you know, we're always trying to add to. Like I said, we're doing specific solutions for different industries, and you know, it's like anything, like you get an iPhone every 6 months. So
exactly.
We're not going to do it that quick, like, you know. But it's not. You know, we can't really stand still. So. Yeah. We'll always try and make it better or make people's lives easier and alongside it. And
is there many competitors out there at the minute?
Yeah, I mean, I was having this conversation with my dad the other day, because remember when we, like I said, when it was just us three, we were there like, fucking, no one's taking the thing and all this kind of stuff, and it was hard.
Say it was a tough sell at the start.
Yeah, because it was new. Everyone was like, it's just cameras, it's rubbish, all this kind of stuff. But we knew, well, my dad was certain, he was like, it's definitely going to work, it's going to happen, which obviously it has, but he knew at the same time, as soon as it works, other people are going to start popping in. And,
of course.
I mean,
it's the nature of the game.
It's just a product at the end of the day. But, we know ourselves that with the testing and, all the ISOs and whatnot that we've got, especially with how like data security is and all this kind of stuff, we're covered, and we know the system's the best that there is, because it's had bloody 15 years of development.
Yeah.
But we're just glad people are adopting it, really. They care about the, if it does a bit of a job at least, then
exactly.
It's a step forward than not having anything at all. So, but no, we do have the odd other supplier HFR popping up every other day.
Yeah, of course. It's the nature of business, though, isn't it? At the end of the day.
Yeah, we try our best, but yeah, I mean.
Well, look, Tom, thank you very much for coming in. I've been so interested in hearing all about it. Like, it really is revolutionising, and I can't wait to see you again at Ice Expo. But I probably more look forward to seeing you next week. Then we'll have an old drink in Vegas.
I'll see you on the strip.
See you on
or
the
I might
strip.
not see you.
Well, thanks very much for coming in.
No, bro, thank you.
This podcast is kindly sponsored by Euro Auctions. The next auction takes place in Dromore on the 10th and 11th of April.